Hi, everyone. We are going to go ahead and get started because we have a lot to cover today. But first and foremost, we're just so excited for everyone who has joined us today. We're excited to talk about our latest product, LTK Connect. We'll be offering both an overview of kind of the why we created this product, as well as a demo. And then most excited, we are going to be highlighting some amazing LTK visionaries who will tell their stories and kind of why they chose LTK Connect, how they're using the product, and really how they're thinking of their businesses. Before we jump into the presentation today, just want to say a couple logistics. There is a chat feature at the bottom, so Q&A. If you have questions throughout, feel free to post them in there, and we will do our best to get to them. But if not, we can follow up post-webinar. So jumping right in to introduce everyone today. I'm Allie Anderson. I'm the Director of Strategy and Insights on our brand partnership team at LTK. I've worked at the company for many, many years. I've really seen all different sides of our business. I was actually talking to the panelists before this, and I think really what paints kind of what I've seen is when I started, creators were called bloggers. So there's definitely been a transition through the years, and it's just been amazing to see the growth. We're excited to have everyone join us, and I want to quickly introduce our panelists that you'll hear from later. We have Ashley Frazier, who's the founder and CEO of ANEA HILL, joining us today. Deshawn Russell, the founder and CEO of Southern Elegance, and Sloan Gibby Rosberg, the founder and CEO of shortyLOVE. So I'm just pumped for you guys to get to hear their stories. Also, I'll be sharing some details about our exclusive visionary sale. This sale does end in 2 days. If you're on the fence, now is a great time to kind of jump on both learning more, or if you're ready to pull the trigger, the visionary sale is a great time to do that. And for anyone on the webinar, if you're still kind of on the fence, if you schedule a meeting to learn more, we'll of course offer our visionary sale pricing since it does end in 2 days. Amazing. So a bit more about LTK. Some on the call are probably familiar with us. Some might not be quite as familiar. So I'll do my best to give a really quick 1-minute overview of our company so you understand who we are, the foundation of the LTK Connect product that we recently launched, and kind of like how it fits into our overall ecosystem. So LTK, we really power creator commerce. So why should brands care about powering creator commerce? Well, we know there's so many different ways for you to choose marketing tactics when you're promoting your brand. So things like traditional media, like print, to newer digital channels like social networks. Here at LTK, we feel pretty strongly that creator marketing can really amplify everything you may already be doing or thinking about doing for your business. So really what makes us a little bit different in this space. So a few different things. The first is we provide that technology. So we have an app, it's called LTK, and it's a consumer app. Many of our brands who've been on our platform for years, or even newer brands, they see the bulk of their sales actually transacting and occurring within this app. And it's completely incremental to your program. It's completely incremental to your brand. It's not a technology or service that you'd really have outside of our network or ecosystem. It essentially gives your brand legs. It allows consumers to really shop your content and gives that content longevity. And it's searchable. So it's definitely a longer form content, which is exciting when you think about promoting your brand. You want to make sure the content you're putting out there isn't just this one and done moment. Also, alongside the technology, we do have over 10 years of creator-backed data. And this really is the premises of all the decisions we make, from the products we launch to the campaigns that we cast to the data that we plug into the LTK Connect platform. We're really, really mindful in how we use that data. So from a brand standpoint, that's exciting that we have all of that in our pockets already, and we give you the opportunity to be exposed to that. Additionally, we have that full historic background. So we have thousands of conversations with brands each month, and really with that focus of hitting their KPIs. And we partner with brands really of all sizes, which is why we recently launched the LTK Connect product. Our knowledge of our LTK Optimize, which is a service, a managed service product that we use, has really allowed us to position LTK Connect as an interesting product in the full influencer marketplace. It's given us an edge because we have that historic conversations as well as that data. And then on the influencer and shopper side, we actually have similar structures and similar services in place. So if you are an influencer on LTK, you also have that technology. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need to know kind of back end website logistics. You can kind of plug into our platform and do what you do best and create content. And you have a team to back and support you. So all of this combined provides brands with a powerful ecosystem to be as successful as possible in the creator marketing space. And we feel LTK Connect bridges the gap and puts creator relationships really in your hands, almost acting like your own personal agency to save you hours and hours of time. I hope I flew through that. I feel like I could talk about our platform for a long time. So tried to be brief on that because we have a lot to get to today. But a little bit more about LTK Connect specifically. LTK Connect, it's a self-service product that gives brands of all sizes the opportunity to create, manage, optimize, and scale your influencer strategy. This is a big statement. So I want to break it down a little bit just to make sure the brand benefits are really heard and exposed to those on the call wanting to learn more about this product today. So create. LTK Connect allows you to create your influencer strategy. So really what that means from a brand standpoint is you can create influencer campaigns in this tool. We provide your company with the ability to partner directly with pre-vetted influencers based on 10 years of LTK data and experience with a creator campaign. So we make that process really, really seamless. And really the benefit for you from a brand standpoint is your performance will be data backed when you go to set up to create this campaign. And this is data that you wouldn't necessarily have outside of LTK Connect. The next component, so manage your creator programs. So you can manage your creator campaigns end to end within this product. What this means exactly is you can see down to the influencer you select, you can provide them an offer and communicate them directly within the portal. So that means you're not sending them a DM, you're not kind of sending them an email that you find on their website, you're really messaging and managing the content that you're paying for directly within this portal. We recently pulled some data and we found that influencers are on average accepting or rejecting a campaign within 2 days. We've trained influencers through the course of working with LTK to use this product, so they're very familiar with the ins and the outs. There's not really a ton of lag time, which is nice from a brand standpoint because they're not necessarily waiting to hear back from influencers for very long. And then content, once content goes live, you can view the content, you can view the reporting. So you're kind of managing that end to end. And so really the main brand benefit here is time savings. We definitely have working with influencers down to a science. There's both an art and a science with this industry, but the portal allows that science component and makes it really efficient for you and saves you as a brand a lot of time. Optimize. So that's kind of the next big kind of moment that we talk about. So optimize, because you have access to both full program and campaign creator data, you can make really strategic decisions about your brand and where you want to place investments. So the benefit is long-term business growth. So you're able to, run your first creator campaign, see those results, and really shift and pivot from there based on the data that's surfaced to you. And then scale. Again, this kind of summarizes the other 3 points we talked about, but we've run hundreds of thousands of creator campaigns here at LTK, and we know scale well. We've built this product to really be able to allow you as a business to scale, whether it's running, working with a handful of influencers each month to, a couple dozen influencers each month. So this tool really allows you to scale and scale your brand's needs up and down based on seasonality. Of course, Q4 is a big time period. So this product was built with that in mind. And again, the benefit with that is time savings. You're not necessarily it's scaled within the platform. So you're not necessarily having to track down emails, track down content outside of the platform. It's all condensed in one place for you. Campaign. So I talked a lot about campaigns in those statements. So what is a campaign exactly? A campaign is a paid project with an influencer. So it's your brand saying, I've done a lot of research, I've looked into your content, and I want to work with this one influencer or this 5 influencers, however the scale needs to be to promote my brand or my business. There's definitely a scope of work that comes with that. So there's probably a time frame involved, products involved, and content requirements involved. So that's really what a campaign is. It's a transaction between a brand and an influencer to really achieve your brand KPIs and your brand goals through influencers creating content to support your brand. We talked about this a little bit on the previous slide, but we know this product is a game changer to allow growth for brands of all sizes. And we're excited to see where it takes everyone's businesses. Next slide there, thank you. So some of you may have heard of our LTK Visionary sale. I'm going to go into the details later in a few minutes, but just wanted to kind of tease it here as well. If you're on the fence, now is the time to pull the trigger. We are offering brands anywhere from about $3,000 off to $3,150 off their annual contract. So huge savings. There isn't a sense of urgency. This promotion only runs 2 more days, so through May 20th, but we'll honor the pricing, of course, if you schedule a meeting with one of our team members by the end of the week to learn more. We'll be including a link to schedule a meeting in the chat box, as well as in the follow-up email that we send after the webinar. I'm so excited to offer everyone a great discount. Amazing. Before we kind of progress, I want to just take a step back and think about creator commerce just as an industry. So this is a graph from a third-party influencer marketing hub, and I think it does a great job of setting the stage outside of LTK's data, really where this industry is going and how it's growing. Obviously an upward chart this year. Influencer marketing is expected to grow to $16.4 billion, which is exciting. I think what I take from this from a brand standpoint is creator marketing is a proven channel now. It's a channel that brands of all sizes are really leaning into. LTK Connect kind of fits right in hand with this. It's our newest launch brand product. It gives brands, like I've said, of all sizes, the ability to connect directly with the creator with end-to-end campaigns and reporting. And we're uniquely positioned for many reasons, but one is we've been here since the emergence of creator. So back in 2016, we were here when the industry was only 1.7 billion. So it's exciting to see that growth over time. And we know our learnings can be applied to where we are today and through years to come. Jumping to the next page here. When I look at where we were, even just, not even 10 years ago, how were consumers getting inspired for content? It really was through magazines, which it's funny to think about. Even growing up, I remember flipping through magazines, getting inspired for whatever it was at that point in my life. But now content is it's so accessible. And I think what led to creator, it's really interesting to really think about. I think number one is smartphones, right? The launch of the iPhone really put a computer in everyone's hands. The next is the social network. So that's really the distribution channel. And now it's what's led to the monetization of influencers. And they continue to earn the hearts and minds of consumers. It makes it so accessible to shop what you're needing and to really fit in. I always think of the influencers I follow, and you're kind of following that life moment of the influencer's life, like a sitcom in a sense. You might be following a certain influencer at one moment because they're in a similar life stage as you, but they almost feel like your friends at the end of the day. So it's a lot more attainable than past mediums that we're consuming. And the shelf life is also longer. So it's media that you can get behind, you can go back and you can reference it, especially in the LTK app. And you're creating, like I said, that relationship with the creator. So it's a powerful marketing tactic that we know is proven, and it's been proven proven through the years. One uptick we're seeing is definitely kind of in how marketers are saying it's growing and it's here to stay. Excuse me. If we can jump to the next slide, Allie. So just again, a few stats here that kind of set the stage for the creator commerce space. So this again is from Influencer Marketing Hub. And I'm just going to quickly read these stats here. 75% of surveyed marketers intend to dedicate a budget to influencer marketing. 68% of surveyed marketers plan to increase their influencer marketing spend. And 90% of surveyed marketers believe influencer marketing to be an effective form of marketing. I think these are powerful stats just because, again, it shows it's an established industry. It's still testing and learning and pivoting of what works well for your brand, but it is here to stay. And then how does that apply to the direct to consumer brands? I know a lot of brands on the phone today are D2C companies specifically. So we, of course, wanted to pull some specific data that would be relevant to yourselves. So 60% of consumers purchased from D2C companies in 2021, and 65% of consumers intend to purchase from D2C this year. So growth in this industry, I think it's a really great time that we are launching LTK Connect because that's really where we're seeing a lot of the uptick. D2C is growing, consumers are shopping, and they're wanting to be influenced by creators. In terms of a breakdown of what we're seeing based on market categories, this is pulled from Julian Fortain. We're seeing apparel, beauty, food and bev being kind of that top category, followed by jewelry and luxe, art and entertainment, home and garden, and then other category. So what this data really says to me is that there's, of course, beauty and apparel are dominant here, but there really is representation across all verticals. So from a creator lens, this is important for us to know and watch from an industry angle to make sure we are always having the right creators to support you as a brand. And that's something at LTK, we work with creators across all category of all sizes. So this is something we're very, very mindful of. So shifting gears, we've set the stage of, where creator marketing is as an industry, how it is fitting into the D2C space. But now shifting gears to LTK Connect specifically. These are some questions here on the page. I won't read them all, but very likely questions you've asked yourself if you've tried to work with creators directly or you have worked with creators directly. These are questions I've talked extensively about with brands really of all sizes. Some of them, how long does it take to set up a campaign? What do I pay a creator? How do I measure results? How do I get creators with gifted product to actually post? These are all questions that are top of mind for every single brand, no matter your size, no matter your industry in the creator space. I believe LTK Connect does answer every single one of these questions. And ultimately, by answering these questions, it's going to save you time and money. Reading a quote here. So this was said by Mallory Ramsey, an LTK Connect customer from Romatique. We are very excited to be in the middle of launching our first campaign through LTK Connect. So far, we have been very pleased with the ease of the process. The search capabilities that the platform provides is a game changer. Excited for our first campaign content to go live and the reporting capabilities that we will have access to, which will allow our brand to really make more educated decisions about our influencer marketing strategy moving forward. I think this quote does a phenomenal job of summarizing all of the questions that we just flashed on the previous page. The strategy is there, the ability to select the creators are there, and we're excited. We hope everyone who uses this product has that same kind of thought process and aha moment in their head. So I think this is just a wonderful quote. So thank you, Mallory, for the feedback if you are on the call today. Awesome. So shifting gears again, when you go and you think of your creator strategy, there's so many different tactics and ways you can measure success. When I think of measuring success across the creator landscape, it really is apples to apples with a traditional marketing funnel. So from that awareness, how do you generate awareness, from reach and impressions to generating that interest? So now that you have their eyeballs and you've generated the awareness, you want them to engage with your brand. Then you want them to consider your brand. So maybe a click here and there. And then ultimately you want them to buy your product. They're sold, they want to buy it. I think creator marketing is such a wonderful tactic because it can touch and you can cast for all of these different pieces of the traditional marketing funnel. I worked across different brands of, like I said, of all different sizes. And really the strongest programs that I've seen touch on all aspects of the funnel. So some campaigns might be focused on content generation or a strategy to repurpose the amazing content in their media placements. Some might be to test a new emerging channel like a TikTok. And ultimately, as a marketer, you're wanting to drive sales. So what does that short-term and long-term plan look like? So it's just exciting to see how creators can kind of move your brand through that funnel. For LTK Connect specifically, we're excited that everything is data backed. So you can essentially measure those upper funnel metrics as you build out your creator strategy and watch as your program grows over time. Awesome. So on to kind of the meat and bones of what we offer. So it's a pick your poison at LTK. We have two different services for brands. So you can select LTK Connect or you can select LTK Optimize. So two completely separate services. LTK Connect is the focus of today's presentation and will be the focus of today's demo and panel. And we do have different service levels to participate for an annual subscription fee. The campaigns are managed directly by yourself for your internal brand team. And you have access to amazing reporting features, the ability to essentially build your own influencer army to promote your brand directly and with your control. LTK Optimize is what I like to call our legacy product. So it's really where LTK started. We've been running campaigns on behalf of brands for over a decade. Most of these campaigns start at about $50K a campaign, and these are really targeted to brands that generate over $10 million in annual sales. Both are incredible products, and you can find success based on your needs really in either. So before we jump to our demo, drum roll please for our amazing visionary sale. So we have 2 more days of this. And just to kind of walk through the offers. So we do have 3 different tiers. The first being our LTK Connect tier. So you will save $3K on an annual package. So what you get from this is we waive, if you're not already on LTK, your onboarding fee. So a $2,400 onboarding fee plus $600 off of your annual LTK Connect fee. This is essentially a $50K discount. So you can think of it as a year free on LTK Connect. And then LTK Pro is that next level up. The annual fee is $12K for the year. And again, we'd waive the $24K or $2,400 onboarding fee, and you'd get $750 off your annual LTK Connect Pro fee. LTK Connect is the baseline, is really how we think of it. You do have a cap of $25K working with influencers. So if you're going to spend more than this working with influencers, it does make sense to kind of jump up to that next pro tier because it jumps up to $100K in influencer fees. Again, if you schedule a meeting, we'll pop that in the chat as well as in the follow-up email, which will include this deck, and we'll honor that price if you schedule a meeting to learn more by the end of the week, so by Friday. Awesome. All right, we are going to jump into our demo now. I'm going to introduce our amazing sales team member, Annabelle Reed, who's joining us. So she's been at LTK for quite some time as well. She's worked in the creator space for years, knows the ins and the outs of the industry, and I'm excited to hear her present a little bit more about our LTK Connect product today.
Thank you, Allie. Hi, everyone. Excited to give you a brief demo of LTK Connect. So logging into your brand portal, the first thing you'll see here is your sales performance snapshot. So This is how your retailer program is doing as a whole on LTK. And then you're able to create a campaign right from the homepage. So by creating a campaign, you are setting up the contract between your brand and the creator for how they will promote your products. So you'll start on the details page. You'll add in a campaign name and then a product category, and then you'll add in a campaign description. So we recommend a short 2 to 3 sentences here, just telling the creator the main focus of this campaign and the brand or product that they'll be featuring. Then campaign goal, you'll choose sales or brand awareness. And then scrolling down from there, there's a spot for a campaign brief. This is where you can add talking points, imagery, do's and don'ts, really anything that you want the creator to come back and reference when they're creating that content for you. Scrolling down from there, we have payment details. So you'll choose to either pay them a monetary compensation, where the creators do put in an asking rate, monetary compensation and gifting, and we do have gifting only coming shortly. So within the gifting details, you'll add in if you're going to give them a gift card or provide a line sheet, whatever you feel is best fit for your brand. And then if you do have a total gifting value ready, you can add that in there. So that way the creator does see that come through within the contract. Once the payment method is in, then you'll be able to choose your creator obligation, so the channel that they'll promote on. I'm going to choose Instagram post and Instagram story here. We do have TikTok, Instagram Reels, and Pinterest coming shortly as well. Within each channel, you'll see that the first 3 obligations cannot be edited. It must be FTC compliant, and then it must be cross-promoted within LTK. Besides that, these are all placeholders, best practices, so feel free to add in your brand name, add in as many other customer requirements as you wish until the contract is to your brand's liking, or delete out anything that isn't relevant for this specific campaign. Going down, same thing for Instagram post, add in anything. And then once all the details are set, you can save that and continue to casting. And now this is where you'll be able to discover the creators on our platform that you can partner with. So by discovering the creators, LTK has already pre-vetted creators, but we've now pre-curated them into different lists for you to view. So within these lists, we do have LTK All-Stars, LTK Rising Stars, and top performing for your brand as well. Then within each list, you can sort by different data points, such as their asking rate, their conversion rate, engagement rate, followers, and sales. Additionally, you can add on creator filters or audience filters. Going down to the profile cards, you'll see a click out to their LTK account and a click out to their Instagram account, and then some other data points per creator. You can view their full profile here. That shows you a few more categories they like promoting, and then there's a spot for them to add a bio and their age and location if they wish. Going back to the creators, as soon as you see some creators that you might want to partner with, you save them to your list. This in no way notifies the creator that you're wanting to partner with them. This just allows you to save it for the next step. And then once you feel like you have enough creators saved and you're ready to kind of get that all organized, you go to the next tab, offers. This opens up a clean page for you to be able to actually put those offers together. So you can click into the offer amount for each creator, and this is their asking rate, or you can adjust that to what you feel is best and save that. Then you'll set a post date. We recommend 6 to 8 weeks out so the creator has enough time to get the product and shoot the content. But of course, it can go live earlier than that. And then once those 2 points are in, you can now send the contract. Once sent, this does become message. So you're able to message and communicate with the creator, letting them know you're excited to partner or any other additional details. And then this eye icon here is an influencer facing view of the contract. So you're able to make sure all the details that you put in look correct, and then the specific payment details for that creator look correct as well. And then going back to the brand portal, once the creator does accept the campaign, they will move into the Manage tab. They'll live under active collaborations here. So this is where the creator is able to submit the live links if they've promoted on your behalf. You can approve those or ask them, for any edits. And then once the campaign contract is to completion to the brand standards, they'll go to payout creators. If there's a payment associated with that, you will simply pay them out from a credit card or debit card on file directly to the creator. So there's no lag time between brand and creator, and you both brand and creator have full visibility into date, timeline, and payment. Then we have a budget tracker in the top right corner. This just gives you a good idea of where you are right now. We have a bell icon that acts as our notification center. So this is really a huge efficiency tool. Any action item needed here, you'll click into that and it'll take you directly to where that's needed. So it's a great to-do list. Then we have a messaging center. This is where all communication should live. So again, everything in this portal is super organized. You can search any message, go back and reference those conversations. We have great formatting tools, place to add a PDF here just to keep everything super organized within that communication. Then the last tab is reporting. So this is really exciting. We're now giving the brand full visibility into their program performance reporting. So this first page is the same thing that your homepage showed you, but in more detail. Any creator that's driving traffic to your site organically or through a contract will all show here. So you see your entire lift on LTK. Feel free to download this report. And then Connect reporting is where we show you specific reporting for any creator you have a contract with. So you can adjust the dates for this or sort by a campaign. First, we show you the ROAS and cumulative sales, then the full social impact of anyone you're working with, and then we can show you creator level data. So for this time frame, this creator drove clicks, conversion rate, orders, sales, average order value. It's really amazing. So you're able to see where that lift is coming from within the campaign. Who do you want to continue partnering with? Who do you want to continue that relationship with? We can not only show you sales creator level data, but also social. Then going down, we get even more specific. We can show you post level data. So what traffic, what sales, what engagement is attributed back to that post directly. So we break it down between LTK, Instagram, YouTube, and Instagram story by frame, which is awesome. And then down the last part of this in reporting is just your audience demographics. It just shows you an insight into who your consumers are, who's shopping your product, and who's following your partners that you're working with. And that's the LTK demo. Thank you, guys.
Great job, Annabelle. Thank you so much for walking us through that. And like we said, we'll be sending this out after the webinar. So schedule a time if you want to see an even more in-depth demo. But thank you so much. Well, you guys, on to the meat and bones of today. I'm just so excited to be here with our LTK first ever founding LTK Connect Visionaries. I've had the honor of getting to talk to these women, and they just have wonderful and incredible stories each unique to them. So excited to introduce Ashley Frazier, the founder and CEO of ANEA HILL, Deshawn Russell, the founder and CEO of Southern Elegance, and Salone Gibby Grossberg, the founder and CEO of shortyLOVE. So from here, we're going to move into our panel. So excited for the discussion today. And y'all can go ahead and turn on your cameras and unmute. Cool.
Hi.
So jumping right in, we talked your guys' ear off about the industry and LTK Connect. But really, what's better than hearing us talk? Well, hearing from these amazing visionaries directly. So we're just going to jump right in. So starting with Ashley, and then we're going to move to Deshawn and Salone. Just tell us about your brand. What led you to found your company?
Yeah, thank you for having me. ANEA HILL is pretty much a spawn off of my love for high-end fashion, accessories, and I originally had a pair of sunglasses that were cream of the crop. They were a beautiful pair, and the company dissolved. And I was like, wait a minute, this company needs to be brought out to the world. And I love being creative and designing myself. And so I started sketching and designing, and I went to the founder of the old company that had dissolved, and I asked him to mentor me in all the things to get a sunglass company started. And he absolutely walked me through and gave me tips and advice. And so from there, I pretty much started ANEA HILL, which is a sunglass company.
Amazing. Love that story. What about yourself, Deshawn?
So my name is Deshawn Russell, and I'm the owner of Southern Elegance Candle Company. And I am born and bred in the South. I was born in Dothan, Alabama, and I currently live in Rayford, North Carolina. And so basically, I created a home fragrance company that was based off of all of the things that I loved about living in the South. And all of our fragrances are based off of Southern agriculture, and all of our candles have a Southern name to them. So I created a company around my whole entire childhood.
I love that. I need to get myself some of these candles. So I'm excited.
No, me too.
To try them. What about you, Salone?
Hi, I was the creative director at Marc Jacobs for 12, 13 years for Access for Badge. And after I left, I had a non-compete. So I wanted to make a bag for myself just because, you know, I was done with all the fashion bags. And I was like, I can't, I don't want these bags. I like literally have gotten rid of so many of them. And, my lifestyle changed. So I thought maybe I would get something, or I designed something for myself, just to schlep around, around here, do all the things I need to do. And then people are like, oh, you should do more of those. And then it sort of organically grew, and I wound up doing it. And yeah, that was kind of my story.
I love it. So I guess on to the next one. So who are your guys' customers? I think during my conversations with LTK Connect clients, there's just so many aspects of, running your own company. And I've just been amazed to hear knowing your customer seems to be just the pillar of it all. So I guess starting with you, Deshawn, who's your customer? Who are you marketing to? I'll hand the floor to you.
So initially, we thought that we were going to sell strictly to people that lived in the South. And what we found is that our product really extended well beyond that. So our ideal customer is around 32 to 47. She's a female, she's professional. Her kids are older, almost out of the home. She's probably a college graduate, married, living in a nice house with a nice car, because our candles are not cheap. And we really have two sets of customers. Is one set that really loves the idea of our brand, is all around faith, family, and community. And then we have another distinct set of customers that love the fact that it is minority owned, woman owned, and want to support a business that is owned by a woman. And then when you add the fact that I started the company when I was 45, I'm 51 now, it adds another layer of women that look to the company almost like a second chance in life. And so we got those two distinct groups of people that we market to.
I love that. It's definitely an inspiring story. So it's great to see kind of you grow and shine and be able to tell your story today. Sloan, what about you? Who are your customers?
So I think people like myself, it's sort of ageless because they're bags, and that sort of spans the gamut. But I think majority of our customers are like, just cool, stylish moms that live like, urban areas, suburban of the urban. I live outside New York, so I was a New Yorker for so long, and now I'm a suburban New Yorker. So so I would say probably 30 to 40, I'm almost 50. So pushing it out there, but we're starting to see more younger people and then older, just not discriminating against age. So it's just sort of like, I'd like to say everybody, but probably in the 30s, 40s, young moms, old moms.
I feel like I work in creator marketing because I can be marketed to so easily. I'm already sold on all the products we've talked about today. Ashley, what about yourself? Who are your customers?
So for the most part, I feel like my customer is the woman that understands quality, that understands value in spending the dollar. So it's a little bit more high-end luxury, but it's also to a price point where you don't have to necessarily be in that financial bracket. You can still invest in a good piece without absolutely breaking the bank. So I think we hit the margin of women that love good quality items. And believe it or not, with the climate that we're in, a lot of men have been buying our sunglasses. So they're either buying for their wives or they're buying for themselves and realizing they can almost be unisex at some level. So it's interesting as we've been using LTK to figure out where the trends are going and what is elevating our sales.
I love it. I love it. Well, you all have a very strong pulse on obviously your businesses, no surprise because you're founders, but also who your core customer is and really the ways to engage with them. So starting with you, Sloan, I'd love to hear why you focused on creating a direct-to-consumer website as opposed to, selling your product through other channels. Any insight you have there?
So I think because I came from a big brand that was selling wholesale and also our stores, and how the trend is sort of changing. Those big brands was like, not to say Marc Jacobs was a mall brand, but like those bigger brands, there's, you see what's happening. So for me, I wanted to grow organically. We're funding it ourselves. I don't want to do wholesale. They basically take all your margins, and I'd rather spend it on quality in the product. Like you were saying, it's all about quality. And I think that a lot of people are they see it, they see it online and they take a chance. Like most of us are trying to buy online. You're like, I don't know. And then my favorite is that they'll get it and be like, oh my God, the quality's so nice. So when I was at, I would say Marc Jacobs, I'm using that, I'd been there the most. We couldn't do a lot of these qualities because we couldn't, our margins would be so low and be like, what's the point of doing this? So, it's important to put that money into the bags and not, just more online. Plus, and it was funny because we started it like 2019 and COVID and all this stuff. So people were really buying online. I was shopping online, for a while, but people were really getting comfortable with buying online. And then all of a sudden they're seeing all these brands and they're buying and they're liking, they're like, okay, so it's sort of the shift of where it's going. I'm not leaving my house, but I buy tons of things.
Totally. I think the last couple of years that natural shift for obvious reasons online just really accelerated, emerging brands. And that's perfect time to start an online business, right?
I know, right?
Who could have ever
Organic, who knew?
Ashley, what about you? How did you focus on, or why did you focus on creating a D2C website?
So I have a little bit different story. I'm an influencer myself and have grown in the market of fashion just for myself, being someone that knows how to sell products. So that was really something I knew was going to be important to ANEA HILL, was being able to get the hands of my product, get my product in the hands of influencers, and knowing that they have such a personal connection with their own audience. And there's a reason that audience follows them, because they love that influencer and what she's buying and what she's doing. So we really, when we reach out to our influencers, it's so important and critical to our brand that they speak as organic and as authentic about their love for the sunglasses. We do give points in our briefings, but it's just to maybe spark the energy or the ideas in case they don't have any. But really, it's about knowing that influencers have a power in selling to an audience. And so that was probably our biggest reason for wanting to get into the consumer's hands, was knowing the importance of influencers.
I love that. You know firsthand. So I think that's such a huge testimony. You've been able to grow your business as an influencer first and have been able to apply the same strategies to your company. So that's
and it was almost, I've said this before, it was kind of a no-brainer to join LTK Connect, because I know that as an influencer, I have a trust within LTK just as a standard base. And so I know that if I have that value in it, that my brand can trust it. And so it's really the only platform we work with, because there is that security, I guess, to say. And you get so much data, you can actually see what's working and kind of shift from left to right wherever you need to, as far as the consumer goes.
Yep, I agree. I think the audience will I'll not join me again if I say that point again on my end, but I'm glad you second that point.
It's true, yeah.
Deshawn, what about yourself? Why did you focus on creating a D2C website?
Money. I know I'm supposed to say something profound, but I figure I can control it, and the margins were better. So I said, what is the path forward that I am going to make the most money the fastest? And so doing wholesale is like half immediately. And then if you work with large corporate accounts, it's half plus distributor fees and that type of thing. So for the same amount of work, I was going to have almost twice the money. And so we said, we're going to focus on building a foundation and making sure that we have enough money coming in, having enough brand recognition on our own, so that moving forward, we will make the decision who we want to work with, because we've already established the brand. We are already in control of our customers because we're selling direct to our customers. We already have enough money coming in. And then everything else that we do on top of that is just gravy. But if I had to bottom line it, it's really because I control every aspect of it. I control the look of it, the feel of it, the products on it, and I make significantly more money.
Well, if I ever choose to start my own company, I know exactly who I'm calling for advice. So I love it. No, I think that's just, it's really good insight. And I think we saw that in some of the data in our presentation too. Consumers are shopping DTC more. And I think, you know, the pandemic, there's so many different factors that led us here. And so it's very, very smart. My main takeaway from all of y'all's answers is that you know your businesses well, and you know the strategies and the tactics to grow them, you know your consumer base. So shifting gears into kind of a bit more about your decisions and tactics in your business. So Ashley, we're going to jump in. What type of promotional or marketing campaigns have you implemented to help with growth, brand awareness? It could be with creators or it could be like outside of creators. So kind of the world's the oyster with this question.
Thank you. So basically we try to, as a brand, I've wanted to always be consistently having something come out and drop. So I tried to build my campaigns around what is coming, maybe even what's out. And it's always so surprising on what actually ticks and works. I always think to myself, there's no way this one's going to do it. And then it's the one that does the best. So I try to wrap my campaigns around what's actually coming out. I'd like to be so far ahead to where I can do like get everything ready for like 2-3 months out, but I'm just so small that I'm still trying to build that. But I do like to wrap my campaigns around what is actually out, coming out. And then I also was going to say one thing I've noticed in building my campaigns and what seems to tick a little bit better is whenever I have a group of girls all in the same genre or they're all friends, when I have that group of girls post. So we do a lot of research looking for girls and influencers that are in the same area or run together. We tend to notice that that group of girls, when they're all doing it, it's seen over a spread of audience. So I try to keep all those little things in mind when running any sort of campaign.
I think that's so important. We talk about this a lot at LTK when you're setting up that creator strategy, like how much overlap do you want with audiences and how little overlap do you want? And I think the answer, it does kind of vary brand to brand. And so that's great that you're thinking about that. That's so smart. Deshawn, I'd love to hear from you. Hurdles of marketing, hurdles of the space. Have you worked with influencer? Just, I guess, any nuances about marketing your brand with creators or outside of creators that you can share with the audiences today?
So we initially started like looking for creators on our own. And so we found creators and we found that they were very inconsistent. So what we liked about this particular platform was that we already knew what we were going to get. We knew that they were serious just because they were on the platform itself. And so what it did was gave us a little bit more security to create different kinds of campaigns. So our first campaign that we're doing now is just brand awareness. So we just want people to get to know the brand, put it out in front of as many different creators as possible. We usually cast a very wide net when it comes to that, just because we are rural, minority owned, body inclusive. So we look for a wide variety of influencers and content creators. And so this platform gave us a place where we can easily find whatever it is that we're looking for. And if we're missing someone that is a particular style that we're looking for, it makes it really easy to find. So for us, we use it both to help us find a variety of content creators to put it out as in the brand in front of as many people as possible. And now we are looking at tying those campaigns to product releases. So we're having a new candle scent that is going to come out in July. And so we like to work with the same people. I tell everybody I'm a creature of habit. And so those same influencers that we're working with, they'll be a part of our next campaign if they would like. And we're going to send them our new releases. And so we like that consistency. And so that's really like our path forward and how we're using it.
That is brilliant strategy. I feel like influencer strategy, because that's what we also recommend to, really brands of all sizes working with. When you kind of find those brand ambassadors, if you will, it's so important to have them talk about your brand consistently and maintain that audience and kind of almost maintain that like baseline of who's buying your product. And really how I've talked about it with brands is it allows you to then strategize and invest in different areas in the future, because you kind of have that like given of this is going to be out there. These are who's going to be talking about my brand on a given month. And we've actually seen when you implement that strategy, those influencers are going to talk about you time and time again, even outside of paid obligations. They're fans. So love to hear you have such a strong grasp on your brand, and as well as how to work with creators, both on our platform and previously outside our platform. Sloan, I'd love to hear from you. So wins of working with creators, any success stories, any surprises, just any general wins that you can speak about.
So I think when we find someone that's great, it's not like collaborating, but they'll continue to work with us and they'll start understanding the brand, and they'll maybe follow me and understand like what, what who my customer is and what they like. And, I think that's kind of important. And when they show, I keep calling it fans, when they show their, whatever it's called, the people that follow them, the fans. I have my own names for people. When they show them how the product is used and all the details, and people really respond to them and they trust them. So I think that is helpful. And then I think, like I said, the long-term collaboration. So I think that's really important. And then other things are like when you could use their pictures, if you ask them, and you can use them possibly for ads and that sort of thing. And they get excited to get product, and then they're more apt to like, oh my God, I love this. Sometimes I'll see collaborators that I've worked with wearing the bags outside of, like, if I follow them, they won't even tag it. They'll be like, oh, they're using it, which makes me so happy, because then I know that they actually really liked it. And then they'll have their followers will have already known who our brand is, and then they'll see them actually wearing it without having to be like, oh, paid, even though they were paid on previous ones. So I think that's,
I love that. That shows such a good organic way. It's
oh my God,
really
I love
smart.
It. That's like what makes, I don't know if that's another question, I think, but like that makes me so happy. Like when I first started in this industry, like 25 years ago, I remember the first thing I designed and I saw someone wearing it, I was like, oh, that's amazing. And, and then as you get older and more brands and blah, blah, blah. But now it's my real brand. So it's kind of cool to, see people wearing it and get excited. And I don't know. That's kind of
I love that. It shows that your product, the strength of it, and it fits into kind of their everyday lives, and they're wearing it even when they're not, obligated to post about it. So that's definitely a huge testimony to your product.
Yeah.
And I love to hear that you're also thinking a creator and kind of more of a longer term content strategy as well, right? The imagery that some of these creators are producing. And Ashley, I know you know yourself firsthand. It's photo shoot quality.
Oh my God, amazing.
With brands like, brands really of all sizes that are like, this is incredible content. And so thinking of it from kind of an ad strategy and where you can repurpose it is a really, really smart tactic.
And I think having them do different things, as opposed to like, some are good, they'll show themselves in front of a mirror or whatever, but like when they really go out and they show you, even with, I'm a dog centric person, so I think that's part of my brand. But they go out and they're walking their dog, like I'm using it like this, or they're like showing you in other ways. As I have no problem with them going through, showing them the bits and pieces of it, which is very important too, but then going out and having it more lifestyle and using it as opposed to just showing it. So they see those people, they're like, oh, they're cool, they're wearing it like this. That's, a lot of people are like, oh, how is she wearing it? Or, they'll respond to the influencer. And then, I don't know, it sort of organically grows and people are like talking about it and blah, blah, blah.
We also do a pretty cool thing where we send out every so often, maybe a couple times a month, influencers that have been wearing it. So it spotlights them in an email. And so it also is a way to get our brand out there, a way to market out again, and show different people in different styles, body shapes, face shapes wearing our sunglasses. So being able to take those images that are usually the cutest thing, as you all can attest to.
Yeah. And then those people you probably want to use again because they're like, oh, they're really showing you how they're wearing your sunglasses or whatever they're doing.
And it's kind of a way to shout them back out
yeah.
on our platform for what they've done. Yeah.
I love that.
Love the cross promotion strategy. We are getting close to time. So I have 2 more questions. And the next one is for everyone. So what made you choose LTK Connect? So we did talk about it a little bit briefly in some of your answers, but I guess starting with you, Deshawn, why LTK Connect? What made you say, yes, this platform?
I think I had reached out a couple of years ago, and I'm gonna be honest, we were, much smaller. And so when they gave me the price, I was like, ooh, thank you. I'll call you.
Thank you, but no, thank you.
We couldn't afford the original price. So so I had it like in the back of my mind, like every year I was like, okay, we're just gonna reach out and see what's going on. And so something said, hey, reach out again. And so I reached out and they were like, listen, we have a program for companies your size now. And I was like, oh, okay, sign me up. And so they were going through the spiel and I was like, no, I don't even need the spiel. Just tell me where to sign. Because
I'm in already. Yeah.
The value of it. So we wanted to work with influencers. We were doing it on our own. It was hit or miss for us. And so when we were given an opportunity that everything that we needed was in one place, I was just like, sign me up, I'm there. So
yeah.
Same. That's for us as well. I know that's my question too, but it is. It's like having it all there, having like you be able to curate who would work, who wouldn't work. It's so organized. I think that's really important because I have like 70,000 emails that I haven't opened. So in order to find it, you can directly message the people. So, or the creator. So it really makes it so easy. Was that my question? I don't know, but that's really what I totally agree with Deshawn.
I agree. Yeah. Same here. It's really user friendly and it just helps you keep everything well organized, which is very difficult, as both of you know, on your own hunting for influencers.
Oh my God.
It is literally, it will consume your entire day. And then you get down rabbit holes and you're like, wait, it's the end of the day and I didn't do what I needed to do.
Exactly.
So kind of all done in there for you. So
and you just start shopping. You're like, I got sidetracked.
I know exactly. I'm like, oh, let me buy makeup.
No.
Makeup. I'm like, wait, stick to the program, Sloan.
Yep.
Makeup. I'm like the last thing I need to buy.
Amazing. Well, last question as we wrap up today. When you think of your company, and this is for everyone, and when you think of your company, what is a memory or moment that makes you the most proud? So we'll start with you, Sloan.
I think I said it, when I see people wearing it, I don't think, and also on when people review our product, I had a very specific reasons that I wanted this bag. It was organic. It wasn't like I needed to have another bag or design another bag, but I was like, I really want these certain things. And every time I get a review, they'll say it, why, and that makes me so happy. I'm like, they got it. They totally understand. This is the reason I did it, and they're totally understanding and why they like it too. So that makes me happy.
Ashley, what about yourself? What makes you the most proud of your company?
Well, I have 2. I think whenever I had my first celebrity post for us, that was a pretty proud moment. And my second was when an LTK girl sold me out of an entire line of sunglasses. That's
awesome.
Yeah, I could cry thinking about it because those are wait, did that just happen? Pinch me moments. So here's to trying to do that more often, finding more like that.
Love it.
That's a great one. And then Deshawn, what about yourself?
I promise you, I am not just saying that. So let me saying what I'm about to say. I'm just going to preface and say this is in all honesty. So because we were one of the first people to sign up, LTK sent a crew out and did a very short little promo on us. It'll be released sometime coming up, but we saw the initial product and it literally brought me to tears because it really captured what our company is about. And so we have 99% women. We have 18 to 65 working for us. We have Black, white, Hispanic. We have like literally every single body type that can exist. And so that video really captured like what I believe about being a boss babe and not just some slogan, but literally, you know, empowering women, employing women, being a part of the community, being inclusive. And they just did such a phenomenal job of capturing what the brand is about, like both visually and conceptually, but also the real heart of what we do here. So I'm just super excited and so happy to just be a part of everything that y'all are doing.
I feel like we all need to cheers to that. I wish we
I
had.
feel like this is awesome. I love all these stories. I feel like they're all the same, like the women empower. Every time I'm like hashtag women empowerment, strong women, women in business. It's all like this, the strength. And the more that we have of these people and be like, oh, I love this. Oh my God, did you see those sunglasses? Like that kind of thing. And it's more organic. And I think people, you know, having the story behind it, why you did it. And I think LTK and those videos really showed like why we all did it.
Yeah, I mean, and creator marketing, and before we wrap, it really is, you know, it's your friends. It's saying, I know Sloan or Ashley or Deshawn's story, and I'm here to support them. And I'm going to amplify that. And so I think that's really cool. And this is a big moment for sure for D2C brands and, you know, really for brands of all sizes. But you guys did a phenomenal job. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for being here. And thank you to everyone who joined the call today. We will have another webinar on for LTK Connect on June 21st. So would love for anyone to make it. We'll have another panelist on that call as well, feature some more strategy. And then just a reminder not to hit on this too hard. We do have our visionary sale through the 20th. So feel free to schedule a meeting and we will be sure to honor that pricing. But thank you everyone so much for your time. We really appreciate it and are excited to continue conversations.
Cool. Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye y'all.
Bye.